Hello, humans of Earth. How are you out there today? Well, it is snowing, and I've decided that I'm going to make some of my black bean soup, which I make in a large batch and prepare for canning. So I'm going to show you how to make my black bean soup. I'll put the recipe down below, and I'm going to take you all the way from start to finish. So here we go. So the first thing we want to do is always gather our supplies, but I'm going to start with using dried black beans. And so I do have some things to go pick up from the store, but right now I'm going to use the quick soak 2-hour method to prepare my beans. So how you do that is you get your beans out your cabinet. And then, so I have my dried black beans right here. And I'm going to just pour them in the pot. Oops, sorry guys. And then I'm going to cover them with about 1 inch of water. Okay, so that's covered to about 1 inch. I'm going to bring it over here to my stove top. Use my power burner. And then I'm going to bring this up to a boil. All right, so now that my beans are boiling, I'm going to let these boil for 2 minutes before I go ahead and take them off the burner. All right, my 2 minutes is up, so I'm going to turn that off. And I'm just going to place this on my back burner here and put the lid on it. And I'm going to let that sit for about 2 hours. So I'm going to go ahead. It's 9:47 now, so come back around noon and start making some soup. All right, so we're back. We're gonna go ahead and drain and rinse these beans here. So these are ready to go. So you just want to rinse them until the liquid runs dry. Or clear, rather. And yeah, that looks good. I have a bunch of vegetables that's already cut up. I'm going to actually save my salad to eat later. But I am going to use these. I'm going to chop them into smaller bits. I'm going to use these onions. Here's like a random half of an onion. I'm going to use the rest of this pepper. And then I'm going to use a couple of carrots. I'm going to chop these into small pieces, and then they will be ready to add to the soup. So I've got these kind of in a nice cut, and I'm going to put these in the food processor here just to give them a nice mince. I'm going to go ahead and start off with my onions. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead. I have large frying pan over here with the oil warmed up. I'm going to start sauteing these, and then I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with my peppers. Okay, so now I have all of these minced up, and we're going to put them in here with the onions so they'll get a nice saute. All right, so we got so we have that sauteing. I'm gonna let this saute and kind of let the juice from those peppers evaporate off before I put it in the before I'm gonna put it in the stock pot. So I chopped 2 carrots, and now I'm just gonna let these carrots saute with my peppers and onion for about 5 minutes. All right, so here I'm adding 4 cups of broth. I guess I could have just poured the whole thing in, but I like to measure. I'm going to add 1 can of corn, which I've drained.
Good wine. Good wine.
Can of crushed tomatoes.
You can ride your bike now.
The recipe calls for salsa. I just picked up some fresh pico from my local store.
Vegetables and fruit. Both of them you have to eat. Get out of here.
And we're going to do a 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar. That's about a 1/4. And some black pepper.
Black pepper?
Yes.
No.
And then we're going to add in our sauteed vegetables. All right, so I've added all the ingredients, including the celery in there. And I'm going to bring this up to a boil. And once it does, I'm going to simmer this for 15 minutes and turn it down to medium. Okay, so we're going to set this to simmer now. It's got a good boil. And we're going to boil this for 15 minutes before we put our beans in. All right, so now that this has been simmering for about 15 minutes, I'm going to add in my beans here. And just let it simmer for another 15 or 20 minutes, and then it'll be done. Give it a good stir and just kind of let it do its thing here. So I went ahead and sterilized all of my glass jars that I'm going to use in the dishwasher. So they are a bit hot. I can still handle them. And then I'm just going to put them, I've laid a towel out here just to kind of prevent the glass from cracking, and also to make it easy for me when I ladle the soup into the jar. So once you have your soup ladled into your jars, you're going to want to take a damp rag. I just use a damp paper towel and just wipe off the rim so you can get all of that food off and it's nice and clean. So I'm going to wipe off my rim there. Rim clean of food. Go ahead and put that lid on there. And then you're going to want to take a band and just screw it on tight. Just hand tight. You don't have to, just so it stays in place. There you go. All right, and now for the fun part. I have my old pressure cooker here that I got from my grandma, and we are gonna load her up and set her to go. So this actually has 2 insert pans here. So as you can see, this one stays on the bottom, and then my jars just go on there. And then I'm gonna leave this one out because I'm only gonna do 1 layer. But if I was doing a big batch or several of these small jars, I could stack them that way. Now, as you see, I still have a lot of space in here. So what I'm gonna do is fill up a couple of more cans with filtered water. All right, so I got my pressure cooker loaded. I added 2 kind of large jars of water, and then I did my 3 cans of soup. And now I'm going to, according to the pressure cooker instructions, add 10 cups of water. So I got it locked down there. Now I'm going to slide it into place.
Nice.
I have the weight here. I'm going to set it on 10. All right, so now I have this bad boy on my power burner. I'm going to turn it on and wait until it jiggles. So as you can see, the weight has started to jiggle on top of the pressure cooker. So now we're going to set it for the timer for 10 minutes, and then we'll remove it from heat. All right, so my time is up. I'm turning that off. I'm turning the burner off here, and then what this is going to do, I'm not going to touch it for a while. It's going to slowly cool down, and then once that chills out a little bit, I'll push it to the back of the stove, and then let it sit overnight. And I'm not going to open it until tomorrow morning. So this part is pretty much done, and then it's like we get to open a present on Christmas. So we'll see you in the morning. Hi guys, so it is now the next morning. This is pretty much cooled completely, and so I can unveil it for my surprise. Okay, and now we can see that one of my jars broke. That happens sometimes, so that'll go to recycling. Let's see, and you can tell that the seals are good because it doesn't pop up. So I can even, if I wanted to reuse these bands, take the band off. So that one's good. This one is good. This one stayed. So I got 1 jar of water at least. And my mini jar stayed too, my single serving lunch size. So there you have it. These are all cool enough where I don't have to worry about putting a towel down before I put it on my counter. If it was still hot and I was opening this, I would want to put a towel down because you don't want the glass to shock and then break. So that's good. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 5. So I think that's a pretty good ratio of success there. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and clean this stuff out and get ready for the next project. So thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more, there will be more. Please like and subscribe, and feel free to leave me comments in the comments section. Thanks. Have a great day.